Okay, I'm actually lost.
We definitely
I'm
haven't
gonna
had
leave
these
this game to you
compositions.
because I don't know what I'm talking about
Sounds
anymore.
good. Sounds good. Well, one thing I do know is that Rubik is probably going to have a pretty good game. He has the choice of Blink. He has the choice of Shikuchi. And how easy is Primal Split to steal? If he can time when he's coming out
I'm
of it,
under
it's
the
very easy,
impression
right?
that if you're on point, ready to if you're just quick cast spamming R on him, that you will get
Yeah.
it.
So, and Cask is very underrated. Very, very good stun to steal.
Yep. I mean, honestly, this is Rubik's wet dream. Pretty solid game for Rubik. I'm gonna go ahead and take VGJ.Thunder with the game, as I think the condition for LFY to win is shutting down the Storm. I feel like if Storm has a rough game, it'll really slow down the pace for LFY. Meaning it'll slow down the pace for VGJ, and then LFY will be able to speed up the pace and kind of snowball this game. Because at the end of the day, the two cores on LFY, the farming cores, are actually very hard to catch. And it's a matter of if they can snowball, then they will most certainly do what VGJ did to them last game. So I think I favor LFY's lineup, or I favor VGJ's lineup, but I believe that's how LFY will win.
Yep, as usual. Hate to agree with you, but I do.
I think it's even less reassuring that you agree with me. So
I know. I've been
like
wrong
last
quite a bit.
game, or the last game 3 of that other series, when I said the Lycan team was going to lose and you disagreed, I'm like, oh, now I know. Now I know I'm right.
Yeah, it happens, and I'm sorry not to go against you.
Yeah.
That means we might have a good game then, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Live or die together, I guess, here.
Yep,
So
for sure.
let's see. I'm curious to see how if they cut creeps top. That's probably he does have boots on Ohio, so that looks like his approach to this lane, just to cut creeps. Don't really want to lane against Razor as anybody in the world other than the Bat Rider, pretty much.
Yep, Yang trying to get that bounty room, but it won't be this time around. Gets the purification off and the swarm to follow, so he will take a decent amount of damage. Sylar, he's going to get drunk and hazed up. Ohio already at half HP. I don't think he can go for this, can he? Well, he's likely to die. His telekinesis is there, and he's just dead.
He's definitely dead.
Okay, then. Easy first blood for VGJ.Thunder. Your prediction and mine on point so far.
That's why he got pizza party. No, I'm kidding.
Oh shit!
Gotta meme a little bit, right? Okay.
Well, freeze in the mid lane.
The classic dual lane. ET thrives in these scenarios. This is very strong dual lane for LFY. Don't get it wrong. This is about as good as it gets. Quap ET, both about the strongest it gets as mid laner as well as support in their respective roles. So I expect to see them really attempt to snowball this mid lane.
Yep, Shadow Strike being very annoying to freeze right now. I believe there's a chase going down at bottom. Maledict applied to Yang. Monet still only the level 1 swarm. And actually the right clicks will be enough as Yao takes a kill for his name early on in this laning stage. Ohio finally gets that creep pull that he was looking for, but again taking heavy damage. And, well, DDC just chasing him off, so he's going to have to try to get some CS under this tier 2, which is not exactly the easiest thing when you're level 1.
Rough. That is indeed rough. Get it! Oh my god.
That's, yeah.
Ohio this one he got practices tier 2 CSing at level 1.
Oh no.
I don't think anyone in the world has actually practiced that. Oh, bottom lane again though.
Oh.
Yep, he has repel though.
Maledict.
Is he okay?
Repel.
I'm not sure. I don't think he is actually.
Maledict is still there. Through it all. A couple more right clicks of purification and Maledict. Nope.
Only I mean, either way, he's like out of lane, so that's really good for them.
Yeah, forcing him to walk back, definitely advantageous. Nope, he does
Tusk salved him, so he's actually going to come back to lane. That's a nice job by Tusk.
And Afu getting harassed by DDC Neo on the top lane. Telekinesis. Looks like Tusk is here as well. The shards. Do they block him? Oh, he can't fit in. He's too fat. Oh, Afu.
I think it's the briefcase.
Yeah, the briefcase is just too wide. Echo Stomp comes out. It will be enough to hold Tusk in place, but Afu's dead. Trying to deny himself to the creeps, but not to be.
I think this is really sick play by the VGJ support. So the way I envision it is the Brewmaster can't really lane unless he gets help pressuring the Razor, and the only hero that can help him pressure Razor is the ET. And the VGJ supports know this, and they're literally waiting for him to walk up that hill, and they just kill him. And I was like insanely well, like they just read him like a book, basically. That's always really impressive when these teams make these preemptive moves, assuming what the enemy team's gonna do. Really good. So happy to see that play from VGJ. Bottom lane is still okay for Omni. That's kind of the thing about Weaver against Omni is you don't actually shut him down. You kill him with help like they did, but even though he's died once and almost died a second time, he's still actually over level. Like he's higher level than the Weaver. I guess Weaver has a bunch of creeps, but
yeah, either way, he's doing fine.
Yeah,
doing
look at
just
what
fine
Fade
despite
is doing
dying.
with his illusions. He like doubled up his creep wave bottom on the Radiant side. Now it's gonna push into the Omni Knight, giving him a lot of XP.
No.
It's very cute.
Yeah, Monet trying to get some last hits under this tier 1 now. He's looking at a 7 and 8 CS, so not exactly what he's looking for, but I'm sure he will catch up as he has been doing this entire tournament. Freeze with a slight level disadvantage, or Super with a level advantage in the mid lane. And top lane looks like we have some action. Telekinesis on Ohio is going to get the Drunken Haze off. Plasma Field does barely connect on the edge. And that's going to be another kill for VGJ.Thunder. So this top lane, I believe that's 2 deaths for the Brewmaster.
And this is exactly what I was afraid of for their lineup. Oh, he's just leaving the bounty room. Blasphemy. You're just giving... Oh, man. Afu's like, thank you.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Oh.
Feels so good to take it.
No comment.
Okay. You'll learn to love it one day, BSJ. I promise.
Oh God, there's so many directions this could go.
Oh.
Okay, back to the game.
I'm willing. Are you?
It's not. I'm not drunk enough yet.
Oh.
Okay. Top lane. More
Speaking
action.
of drunk, Ohio on the Brewmaster gets the Thunderclap off, but he's going to get a lot of damage stolen. Snowball coming in. And, well, they are missing quite a bit. The RNG was in favor, but Plasma Field is more than enough. So yet another death for Ohio in that off lane. Feels like a true suicide lane right now.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Omni Knight, even though he's not having an ideal game, he's actually out-CSing the Weaver.
Damn.
Despite the denies. He has more last hits.
Pretty good.
In fact, his Weaver's animation just sucks. All these melee heroes are able to CS.
I technically caught that one, guys. Not that one, though. Both mid laners die. Well, Echo Stomp will hit, but not going to pursue any further. And yeah, you're right. Yang is looking very nice. He's going to go for the typical build that you've been talking about. Oh, Ice Shards. Witch Doctor gets off a cast, but it's going to be not initially dodged there. And yeah, doesn't matter. We'll get the kill. Super trying to use this Maledict to his advantage. And Fade will get denied. Ooh, wow. That was sick. DDC. Right click down. Freeze. Want to get him next. Gets the Electric Vortex off. Doesn't have any mobility. Not level 6 yet, obviously. Will get the trade off. So better than nothing, but 2 for 1. Here comes the Snowball. Yang with the Purification Super. Did have Blink up. Cast to follow with a Maledict.
This is exactly what they need to do on LFY. The mid lane is the only lane that's vulnerable, and they need to keep punishing it as much as possible. But top...
Oh, no. Level 7 versus level 3, dude.
Wants to be, so that is just not ideal.
Level 7 versus level 3. That is huge.
This is something I talked about yesterday, actually. I really like this skill build from Sylar. Most Razors tend to like max their static link, but when you're like this dominant, there's no point in maxing it. Like it's plenty of damage to just suck them with level 2, and you in the Plasma Field proceeds to like accelerate your farm as well. So I think his build is super dope here. Really optimizing the hero. He'll be able to accelerate his own game and just continue the snowball from top. And you see that he doesn't need any more than 2 points to kill the Brew like that.
Yeah.
Maxing that Plasma Field out.
Yeah, Freeze in the bot lane now, by the way, so does not want to go back mid. Too much harassment. Yang will take his place for now. And he actually went for the... Is it typical to go for Bracer before Phase Boots? I feel like the Phase Boots have been like the first option right off the bat for a lot of these.
I agree. I'm not sure. I'm not an Omni player myself in terms of like I'm a connoisseur of Omni.
Oh, a
top
nice,
lane, more action.
yeah,
That
really
news
nice
so
Echo
much from the
Stomp.
Razor.
Monet's going to come in with a nice swarm onto 3 heroes as well. Fade does have Snowball, not able to get it off in time, though. Can they get a second kill is the question. DDC looks to be that. So nice turnaround for LFY. Much needed kills. Oh, they see Sylar. That's not going to happen, though. He has a salve available to go as well. Afu being harassed out a bit, but Sylar needs to be careful. If they choose to dive, he could be in some trouble. Mid lane super. The Quap versus Omni Knight. And the rune will be top, so that's going to be a haste for super in that bottle.
Yang's actually going mana boots, it looks like.
Okay. Oh, Ohio again. Is this going to be his 5th death of the game? I don't think there's any way around it. They are just eating him for lunch right now.
You think it's going to be pepperoni or Hawaiian? I get it done. Back to mid lane, the
I don't think Chinese like, they don't like pineapple that much, right? Or is that, am I thinking of
it
different?
either, but I wasn't sure if they did.
How dare you not like pineapple?
I mean, I love pineapple and I love pizza, but not pineapple on my pizza.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, mid lane.
I knew there was something off about you, and that explains it now.
It's quite hilarious, the 50-50 split of people that cannot stand or absolutely love pineapple.
It is, nobody's like neutral. Nobody is neutral to it.
I mean, I don't mind if people hate it. That's fine. I think there's a couple groups of people. Actually, we'll get into this discussion later when there's more.
I'm saying that nobody's like, I don't mind pineapple on my pizza. I'm saying it's either like, I hate it or I love it on my pizza.
Yep, I agree. Echo Stomp on 2 with the cask to follow. Maledict applied to Sylar. He gets repelled, though. They're going to turn this around on the Yao, and look how squishy he is to that level 9 Razor. Delicious, delicious food. Freeze, in the meantime, does get taken out by Super with that haste rune.
Yeah. That's really good that he's doing that to the Storm. That's, like I said, their only punishable hero. I'm surprised they're trying to do this to Razor. He's pretty untouchable. And really good play by Yang being ready to TP. Really important communication to have. This Razor should not be able to die. And the way that he should not die is the fact that Omni's always ready to be there. So, on point play from Yang.
Yep. Super, 100 seconds left on that Sonic wave. Just trying to find an opportunity to talk about pizza real quick as Freeze is now in the bot lane at level 7. We'll be going for the Kaya to start things off. Ohio, he hasn't died in the last 2 minutes, so it's doing better already.
On to bigger and better things.
Looking at the net worth. He's in the middle of the pack. He's actually not as far down as I would have expected, honestly. But needs to get that level 6, obviously. Pretty huge deal. All right, I have a theory, and you need to... You're part of my experiment here. For people that don't like pineapple on pizza, I put them in 3 categories, okay? Yeah. Category 1 are people that just don't like pineapples, which you're not in that,
not
okay?
Yeah.
The second category are people that the only time they've tried pineapple on pizza have been the Hawaiian, which is ham and pineapple. And ham on pizza is disgusting, and it ruins it. That's
I love
number
ham
2.
on pizza.
So, because I love pepperoni and pineapple, for example. I love that combo. And number 3, the third tier of people that hate pineapple on pizza are people that don't like sweet things in their salty food. They don't like the mix at all.
That's
so
me. That's
okay.
Me.
So there you go. So you don't like orange chicken at Panda Express. Is that correct?
I will eat orange chicken, but I'm not a huge fan of it, no.
All right. So my theory is still correct so far.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, I was actually going to say exactly what you just said. I'm like, I don't like, those are 2 separate things. I don't want, it's kind of like, I don't like fruit in my salad either, because it's like, salads aren't like sweet things, and put fruit in them, and it doesn't make sense to me. So
that's fair enough. That is fair enough. And back to the Dota game. 1K lead for VGJ.Thunder.
Back to the boring stuff here.
Wonder what kind of pizza these guys like.
Ready to pressure this Razor again. Round 2. Omni Knight, does he have a TP? He does. I'm sure he's ready.
Yeah, Afu.
Very important that he's ready to TP as soon as something happens. I don't think this is ever going to work. They do have Brewmaster Split, but Razor is so powerful. As I say that, he's probably going to die.
No, the Swarm will hit onto the Razor.
TP
Looks
on
like
the
they
Omni.
want to dive. Yep, here's the TP coming in. Telekinesis is there. Sylar gets stunned, but there's the repel to follow. That Plasma Kill doing so much damage. Monet able to get off the time-lapse in time. The Primal Split being applied mostly to Sylar. He gets healed into the GA. The Sonic Wave is not enough, but finally he will drop. So that's the first death of this engagement. Huge fight for LFY if they can continue. The Thunderclap to follow. DDC is stuck in the rock, between a rock and a hard place, as Freeze, level 9 on the Storm Spirit, could get away, has a decent amount of mana with the full wand charge, and he will use that to get out of dodge. Yang, though, might not be so lucky. No TP to speak of. Does get a nice purification off, but you have to think
stick charges.
that this will be the 4th death for VGJ.Thunder. Great fight for LFY.
I did not expect that to go that well, but one thing I did not consider is that if Omni TP's in slightly late, the Brewmaster just threw him up in the air. So he was not able to protect the Razor as well as he could have, and the Razor ends up getting brought down, and with the Razor down, their fights are really hard to take. The Storm's not very strong, the Omni Knight's strength is protecting Razor, and with Razor dead, that just worked out really well. Good play, like making the best of a bad situation is LFY, and suddenly they're ahead. We got the 1-1-1-1-1 kill score.
Oh, yeah.
Razor is taking mid, though. They have no Brew split, so they're not afraid to push. Like Sarlo's build as well, in terms of items.
Yep, gonna go for the SNY, it looks like, as the tier 1 tower will drop. Fade, looking for Ohio. No primal sweep for another 45 seconds. He gets clipped by the plasma field. But he will be just fine, as VGJ.Thunder are okay with that.
Yang is just gonna do Omni Knight things, set up the lane to be pushed. Brewmaster split up in 30, so that's kind of their timer. We saw it earlier with the Lycan lineup. They're just gonna run at towers until that's up again. Yep. That is LFY's fight condition.
Another tier 1 tower will drop in favor of VGJ. Super picks up a double damage this time, getting pretty close to finishing the Orchid, actually. That'll be a huge item, in fact. There's the telekinesis onto Monet. Not able to finish off DDC, especially with the purification coming out. And LFY going to try to wrap around onto this shrine here. But the initiation might come first. We'll see. Fade Bolt mitigating a little bit of damage towards that tier 1 tower. Surprised no scans have come out, actually. But they will think better of it and fall back. Top lane now, Monet still working towards a Lincoln Sphere. Who was the one that went, it was Big God, right? That went the 1 Geminate attack, and then they lost?
Yeah, that was burning.
Yeah. Oh, man. What if that was a misclick?
That's always possible with Talons. That's always possible. Kind of sad. We talked about that the other day, too. What have we not talked about in our extensive...
Oh, I have plenty of stuff to talk about. Don't worry.
Got it.
Not related to Dota, though. So that's the one thing. Oh, yeah.
Gang in the bottom lane, possibly. Could just repel. Doesn't have TP, though.
Oh, the Maledict. Actually, it wasn't Maledict, just Death Ward. He looks a little purple, so I was a little confused there. Gonna get slowed here. Another purification coming out. Elder Titan ult. He's gonna GA. Still will take the damage, but will survive.
It reduces it by half, because half of it is physical damage.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Always forget about that.
So not bad. He probably would have died to Quap ulti if he hadn't GA'd there. Like, if when it hits the Quap can ulti. I mean, that's just Omni Knight things. Love the hero. Enjoyable to play with and against. Fun stuff.
Very enjoyable.
By the way, if there was one hero I could remove from Dota, it'd be Omni Knight. It's not just from this patch. I've always thought that. I hate that hero.
You know what's funny, buddy? I 100% agree, and I've been saying that for years. Afu in the bot lane will die. Let's talk about our hatred for Omni Knight. He's always been #1 on my list.
Nothing
since
about
Dota
the
1.
hero is enjoyable. That's what I look at it as. Like, there's no skill involved. There's no, like, even a hero like Viper, for instance, you have to be positioned correctly because you're so slow and stuff. So, at least you have the, like, on Omni, literally, he's, like, caught out by 3 heroes, and he just says, oh, shit, and pushes Q, pushes W, walks away, sees that they're using ults on him, pushes R, and then he lives. And it's like, well, you know, I don't know. It's just so unenjoyable to... You don't want to gank him because he's an Omni Knight and does that. You don't want to dive other people because the Omni Knight just TPs in and saves them. I don't know.
Yeah, now we know how Slacks hit 5K.
Yep, pretty much. There's no other way it'd be possible.
Monet finds DDC, gets the swarm off. What will he steal? It's the swarm back, and he's dead. Nice kill there from Monet. Almost finished with that Lincoln Sphere. About halfway through that recipe right now.
Storm is going for the Orchid. He's almost got it. So game is still looking good for VGJ. Storm is honestly the strong. Oh, Orchid on Quap too. I didn't see that. Storm does have to play a bit safe, but I like how they have the Tusk behind him to save him in case he gets gone on.
Ohio with the blink. So they'll have a little bit of initiation here, coupled with the... If they can get the Orchid, he's dead. They're going to start it off, and he is dead. Oh, he actually uses Sonic Wave just in case. I mean...
That's one of those things where Omni Knight's one of the perfect heroes to live with, like, 10 health, and then with, like, heal, repel, and just live. And it's like, you know, you just don't want him to...
Yep.
Can't take any risks.
I have no problem with that one. As the majority of LFY are now...
Dominance.
What's that?
It's also establishing dominance, too.
Oh, of course. That goes without saying. That's kind of the standard thing for pretty much every pro player, I feel like.
Yep.
And freeze. Going to cut the waves here, push it a little bit more, and TP back to base. Like I was saying, LFY, the majority of which are in the enemy jungle, going to be pushing towards this tier 2 tower. How's the defense from VGJ as far as their team composition in your eyes?
It's just awkward. Like, they have nukes to defend, but the way that LFY takes fights, they can kind of just dive them. So the only way they can defend is just like this, which is poking up. Ohio broke it.
Oh, he sure did.
Storm's going in.
I hear a Storm jumping right in, going for the Quap, showing off that newly picked up Orchid, and he is dead. Great kill from VGJ. And the cask is continuing to bounce. Time-lapse was used. You're going to be able to find Monet, actually. Shikuchuing away. Double kill from Freeze. He's going to pick off the Witch Doctor in the meantime, and they will find the Weaver as well. 3 huge kills for VGJ.Thunder.
I feel like he should have had it. But,
he just used it, actually.
Did he? I mean, it's been on cooldown for 25 seconds. I didn't see it myself. But
I didn't see beforehand, but he used it, and I couldn't tell if he was even low on HP. It might have just been for repositioning, but not sure.
That happens sometimes. Can't even be a misclick. That happens on Weaver too. But that repelled Storm, too strong. That's the difference between the Quap and the Storm here. Both heroes threaten each other with an Orchid. One hero has a free BKB.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know.
I mean, back in the day, that was kind of the combo, right? Repel on Storm. That was the scariest hero to be coupled with Omni Knight. Then later on, you would see, you know, other heroes like, I want to say Dragon Knight, so he doesn't have to buy BKB. Just go straight damage. But Storm has just always felt like this OG hero, just unstoppable. If you get the right farm and don't have to worry about getting BKB, that's always nice.
Yeah, the thing I love now is that, you know, you used to be able to maybe buy a Diffusal, purge it off, but now you just can't do anything.
Yeah, true that.
Even
True
better.
dat.
Going back for the Bloodstone on Freeze, pretty common Storm build nowadays. You enable yourself earlier on in the game with the Kaya plus the Orchid, and then you go back for the item that makes you scale into the late game. Very similar to what we saw in the Leshraks, where they'd go like Aquila Yules and then back for the Bloodstone. I was actually spamming it in pubs today. It feels pretty good. I managed to throw almost every game I played, but it's...
On Lesh?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, we're going to have the jump in from Freeze. It's from long range. The Lincoln's applied to Super. Doesn't look like it's going to matter, though. He gets blown up thanks to that Orchid. Primal Split was used. And Rubik taking the brunt of the damage, but he's going to be just fine.
Oh, God.
In fact, they can just kill the entirety of this Brew ult. Holy Jesus. That minus armor, I suppose, from Eye of the Storm, that's pretty strong. Just ate right through those.
Yeah, that died. Sorry, my throat is having issues. I'm coming sore in the throat from talking so much.
I'm
saying
sorry,
so
buddy.
many good things. You know? That's what happens.
Do I need to get you Uber Eats? Nice little hot chocolate?
Oh, Uber Eats hot chocolate. Is that a thing? At midnight?
Yeah.
2 in the morning? 3 in the morning?
If you have a McDonald's, that's 24/7, yeah. I've never done it myself.
I might have to do that.
Dude, this is a best of 5. Dude. You said
drops like no other, dude. It's the thing.
Oh, really?
I've had like
Are you
10
sick?
cough drops in this cast.
Are you sick or you just like eating cough drops?
No, it's like I have like a sore throat cold. It's one of those things where it isn't impacting my ability to function. It just, my throat is like really
All right, after this game, I order you to get some hot tea or hot water. It helps.
Okay. Nice.
It will help you quite a bit.
I heard Red Bull's also good.
Oh, boy. At 3 in the morning.
I'm kidding.
I'm actually drinking one right now, to be perfectly honest.
Wow.
It's going to be a long night.
Okay.
Well, Monet, he has the Arcane Rune right now, bottled up and working towards a Desolator. Not really too close to getting that. Oh, we're going to have a jump in, and again, Super just can't do anything. He's trying to go for the BKB, and he's getting closer, but he has died, I want to say, 3 times in a row to the same initiation.
Yeah, there's really no positioning even a Quap can have to avoid that happening. It's just really rough. The initiation range is insane. Even if you manage to get a blink off, he can still chase you.
Oh, he's going to jump in again, but there's a Yule. That's a nice counter to the Orchid. Didn't even have to use Orchid, in fact. We'll just find another kill. I bet he wishes he had his Bloodstone already.
Freeze is asking him what he should buy. His options with his Perseverance are Refresher, possibly, if he wants to go that route.
Yep, that's great on Storm Spirit. I love that double remnant.
Orchid has the reduced cooldown, or mana cost on the Refresher.
Beautiful.
Usually most heroes can't support the mana cost. He does have the Bloodstone complete, it looks like. I believe if he sells the wand, or just, yeah, he's going to pick up both bounties and he'll have it. That works too.
Nice. And yeah, this feels like another snowball game, and I'm trying to think of a hero that snowballs harder than Storm Spirit. I don't think that exists in the game. He snowballs harder than Storm. You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Tuskar, man.
Tuskar or Huskar?
Tuskar.
Tuskar.
Yeah.
So a hero that doesn't exist anymore.
No, Tusk.
Tusk. Yeah, his old name was Tuskar.
Yeah, well, I call him Tuskar.
I guess he does literally snowball, so that's true.
Yeah, and you're at least supposed to give like a pity laugh at the start or something.
I think it's funnier when I don't, actually. The Yules can take up the double damage at least. But Afu might still be in some trouble as the snowball is there, but counter initiation perhaps. Ohio, tanking the gank if you will. No kills will come from this, so ends up being successful for LFY to survive. And I love seeing Agnum Scepters on Razors. Just love this
Yeah, it's
item.
really good this game. They have no tower damage other with them, so they know if they want to actually end the game with their lead that they've established, they do have to be able to kill buildings. So I really like the Ag Scepter. Overall, his build's been really good. The SNY BKB into the Ags, I like it a lot. Very strong build.
Yeah, Freeze, of course. Like he said, Bloodstone officially completed. Just doesn't want to lose it. Any charges. Come a long way since the Bloodstone rush of Storm Spirit. That's for sure. I do like this build that you've been talking about where you ramp up into it. Been pretty standard for a while now, but this tier 2 tower now
I pioneered it. I was talking to I was talking to all the mid players from NA. They were asking me what I thought about Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I keep telling myself that.
He's going for it. Nope. Not going to
find
it. It was. Oh, he's going to jump. I can't even get the camera there fast enough. Yeah, I was dead. That's 15 Bloodstone charges now. Ohio, he does get off the Primal Split. Plasma Field is here as well from VGJ. And DDC will be the first to fall for that team. It's a 1-for-1. Sylar. Oh, he's doing so much damage to Monet. In fact, Freeze will finish him off. He's going to go for more. Still has the Orchid. Not even needed. Triple kill for him. 17 Bloodstone charges. And VGJ.Thunder just look on a different level than LFY.
Yeah, this just looks like a strict... I mean, I do think the draft was an outdraft as well, but it just looks like an outplay, like, in terms of overall execution. Laning stage setup, those rotations from the supports were so good. The dive.
Yep, another Bloodstone charge for him. Always nice. Up to 18.
I love the Griefs from Omni. They did have sustain issues on the rest of their 2 heroes between the Razor and the Storm, so... amping up his other 2 cores rather than being a carry himself this game. I like it.
Yeah, these games have been pretty... I mean, I'm not going to lie. Based on what we've seen so far in this qualifiers, I was expecting LFY to put up more of a fight. Of course, it's not over yet, but they are down 2-0. They're going to have to do a reverse sweep to come back to be able to qualify for the DAC Major. Yeah, a little disappointed in LFY, actually. Have not looked good these last 2 games.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of disappointment, but also pretty impressed with VGJ's play. Like, not only is LFY maybe not playing as well as they could, but I feel like VGJ is just doing everything right.